Hello there, and welcome back. Tonight we will gently explore the science of cats, 7 mysteries explained while you rest, inviting you into a calm space of curiosity and wonder about these remarkable creatures who have shared our homes and hearts for centuries. As you settle in, perhaps in a softly lit room or a cozy corner, allow your thoughts to gently drift toward the sleeping silhouette of a cat, resting quietly against a gradient backdrop of evening hues. The quiet presence of that furry companion can be both comforting and mesmerizing, and tonight we'll unravel why cats have solidified their place as beloved friends and fascinating subjects of scientific inquiry. From their beginnings as small wild hunters to the domesticated charmers that stretch out on our sofas today, these animals have undergone thousands of years of refinement in their senses and biological makeup. Before we slip smoothly into the deeper realms of feline biology, we can reflect on how the cat's body and mind have adapted over time to meet unique challenges, both in the wild and in our homes. What makes cats special? A gentle journey through feline science might begin with their extraordinary senses, which remain crucial to their survival instincts, even when curled up comfortably in a modern household. You might notice how, in low evening light, cats prowl the periphery of a room with seeming ease, navigating furniture and walls with quiet certainty. Their remarkable night vision stems primarily from a structure called the tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer in their eyes that captures and amplifies even the faintest light around them. Scientists note that this adaptation, shared by many nocturnal and crepuscular animals, significantly enhances a cat's ability to see well in dim conditions. By reflecting light that bypasses the retina, the tapetum lucidum offers the retina a second opportunity to register visual information, resulting in the glowing eyes that sometimes greet you when light hits them just right. With this visual advantage, cats can hunt efficiently at dawn or dusk when rodents and other small prey are active. Over millennia, the feline eye has refined its trait for low-light conditions, which helps explain why even well-fed house cats may exhibit an instinctive burst of activity during twilight hours, darting around our living rooms or chasing unseen treasures in the corners. In harmony with extraordinary vision, cats also wield a finely tuned sense of hearing that surpasses what many of us can even conceive. Unlike humans, who have relatively fixed outer ear structures, cats possess as many as 32 ear muscles that allow them to swivel and rotate their pinnae almost independently. The flexibility and control over these tiny muscles let cats pinpoint sounds with uncanny accuracy, tracking the faintest squeak that might signal a hidden mouse or the gentle jingle of a familiar toy. These evolutionary adaptations for locating the tiniest movements in near silence were critical for survival in the wild, and while the modern indoor cat may not need to rely on them quite as desperately, the trait remains. If you quietly watch a cat in the hush of evening, you'll likely see those ears flick this way and that, invisible radars scanning the environment. Alongside that astonishing auditory sensitivity, cats also detect higher frequencies than we do, enabling them to pick up on small high-pitched noises that humans overlook. Combined with their night vision, this acute hearing rounds out a superb predator's toolkit. Yet it isn't just vision and hearing that set cats apart. Their whiskers, known scientifically as vibrissae, enhance their sense of touch and spatial awareness, offering feedback on airflow and objects in their immediate vicinity. Each whisker is rooted deeper in the cat's face than ordinary hair, connected to a rich supply of nerve endings that relay subtle information about distance and texture. As a cat navigates a dark room or monitors the gentle breeze at dusk, these whiskers detect changes in air currents, help gauge the width of openings, and provide a tactile map that humans can scarcely imagine. If you've ever observed a cat pause at something new in a familiar space, you might see its whiskers tilt forward as it gathers data about this novel presence. This synergy of keen senses, vision, hearing, and tactile awareness illustrates the exquisite nature of feline evolution. Shifting our attention inward, we find another unique feature that has both fascinated and comforted cat lovers for generations: the rhythmic lull of purring. Scientists have measured the frequency of a cat's purr to generally range between 25 and 150 Hz, a band that some studies suggest could promote tissue healing and bone growth. While no one can promise medical miracles from this contented hum, there is a quiet intrigue in the idea that the gentle vibrations associated with purring may carry subtle benefits beyond mere communication. Purring isn't always a sign of happiness, as cats may purr when they're nervous or even in labor, perhaps as a self-soothing mechanism. Nonetheless, it is commonly associated with peaceful contentment, and it's easy to see how those soft vibrations gently emanating from a cozy feline can lull us into our own relaxed state. The neurological basis for purring involves a repeated activation of neural oscillators within the cat's brain, stimulating the muscles of the larynx and diaphragm to produce the sound pattern we find so soothing. As you listen, you might be tempted to close your eyes and drift into your own restful moment, accompanied by a cat's reverberating lullaby. Beyond purring, the cat's physiological design stretches into realms of remarkable flexibility and agility. Their skeletons contain around 230 bones more than humans, though the exact number can vary, and the spacing and shape of those bones, especially along the spine, allow cats to contort their bodies with uncanny dexterity. This skeletal advantage is partly why they can twist mid-air with their renowned righting reflex, flipping themselves feet first after a fall and cushioning the landing with spring-like legs. It is a trait gained through centuries of adaptation, allowing wild ancestors to leap safely from branches or ledges while pursuing prey or fleeing danger. Even the cat's tail, a key part of their balance system, moves with deliberate precision, offering counterweight adjustments during leaps, climbs, and bounding sprints across open spaces or the living room floor. Meanwhile, if you listen to the soft patter of a cat walking, you'll note an almost silent gait. That hush is aided by retractable claws, which stay sheathed in resting position. Unleashed only when climbing, defending, or grasping something, these needle-sharp prongs maintain their edge and help preserve stealth, a throwback to a time when a sudden spring was often the difference between dinner and an empty belly. The everyday house cat retains the cautious, calculated movement pattern of its wild forebears, each gentle step an echo of eons spent perfecting the art of patiently approaching unsuspecting prey. To complement their physiology, cats also exhibit certain distinctive behaviors rooted in evolutionary necessity. One such behavior, which often strikes us as amusing, is kneading, pushing their paws against a pillow or your lap with a motion reminiscent of making bread dough. This rhythmic press is believed to trace back to kittenhood, when kneading stimulated milk flow from a mother cat. As adults, cats may keep kneading in moments of comfort and contentment, as though revisiting the secure feeling of nourishment and warmth. Circling or digging at a surface before resting can likewise be a throwback to wild origins, when cats needed to flatten tall grass or find hidden hollows for safe sleep. Humans might call it adorable or quirky, but for the cat these rituals are practical echoes, inscribed in their genetic memory. Perhaps most mysterious of all is a cat's relationship with sleep itself, which can occupy up to 70% of its lifetime. Indeed, cats are often famously drowsy throughout the day, but it's worth noting that they are neither strictly nocturnal nor diurnal. Instead, many are crepuscular, meaning they are most active at dawn and dusk. Scientists hypothesize that this pattern developed for optimal hunting opportunities, matching the times of day when small mammals emerge to forage. In a domestic setting, however, cats often adapt to our routines, taking advantage of any comfortable spot to doze. Their cat naps can be remarkably light, ears ticking at the slightest disturbance, or they can slide into deeper slumber, sometimes twitching and chittering as if engaged in a dream chase. Does that dream revolve around a playful pursuit or an ancestral hunt? We cannot say for certain, but the twitch of whiskers and flick of tail may whisper to us about the complexities of a cat's internal world. As we linger in the softness of this twilight scene, we might notice how cats communicate with subtle cues that diverge greatly from canine or human patterns. While cats can meow at humans to express a variety of needs, food, attention, an open door, they rarely meow at each other as adults. In feline to feline interactions, they more commonly rely on scent marking, body language, and the occasional hiss or growl. Researchers propose that meowing at humans might have evolved partly because we tend to respond to vocal solicitations, leading cats to build a broader repertoire of sounds aimed at catching our ear. Indeed, the pitch and tone of a cat's meow can vary significantly depending on context. A sharp, urgent call might indicate hunger, while a softer, drawn-out meow might request companionship or a gentle greeting. This interplay of communication is just one more layer that adds depth to our relationship with cats. It's also fascinating to note how cats bond with humans, occasionally showing devotion in ways we might traditionally label as dog-like or reserved. Some quietly follow their favorite person around the house, softly brushing a leg or glancing up with half-lidded eyes. Others may cozy up on a lap, purring gently as though they have discovered the most peaceful perch possible. Over time, certain scientists have begun to acknowledge that cats are far less aloof than once portrayed. They can form meaningful attachments not so different from those observed in canines, although they manifest in more understated ways. Each cat, like each person, is an individual, molded by genetics, environment, and learned experiences. In exploring these differences, we see that the same majestic lineage flows through them all, shaping their instincts, their senses, and even their personalities. Returning briefly to the idea of how a cat's specialized traits serve survival, let's remember that domestication of cats is thought to have occurred around 9,000 to 10,000 years ago, possibly when wild felines began entering agricultural communities to hunt rodents, forging a mutually beneficial arrangement with humans. Over time, their roles expanded well beyond rodent control, weaving them into our cultural identities, mythologies, and daily lives. The result is a companion that carries in its veins the essence of a stealthy, solitary hunter, combined with the affectionate warmth of a cherished pet. Our modern understanding of cats emerges from a synthesis of scientific observation and personal interaction, painting a portrait of a creature whose body is a masterpiece of engineering for quiet stealth, agile pursuit, and graceful rest. Their nights might belong to agile prowling, and their days might be spent curled on a windowsill, dreamily soaking in beams of sunlight, always revealing glimpses of their wild heritage and innate curiosity. Should you find yourself sleepless one evening, a soft conversation with your cat, or simply watching it groom or curl up, can offer a gentle sense of calm, reminding us that while the world outside might be swirling with activity, there is a place of tranquil presence, neatly packaged in a small fur-covered body. Despite their comparatively small size, cats hold enormous intrigue. They have a knack for sliding into hard-to-reach spaces, investigating crannies or climbing furniture in pursuit of vantage points. Their paws, equipped with retractable claws, can tread so softly that they become phantom-like at night, stalking a toy mouse or sliding silently beside your bed. Some cat owners might marvel at these behaviors, never quite sure if the cat is weaving a story of its own in the hush of the moonlight. Part of the appeal lies in not fully deciphering the cat's private narrative, but trusting that its every movement is purposeful and informed by an array of finely honed senses. If you've ever been awakened by the rumble of playful gallops around the house in the early hours, chances are you've witnessed that crepuscular energy in action, a leftover from the evolutionary advantage of hunting when the rest of nature lies on the cusp of old night and new day. Though our cats may no longer need to chase down dinner, these surges of excitement still overflow. Consider this burst of lively lope as a healthy sign that your cat remains deeply connected to the wild threads woven into its genes. Of course, as inviting as that energetic display might be, cats also thrive in environments that provide avenues for mental stimulation and physical comfort. They like elevated spots, places to scratch, areas to hide, and warm nooks for long naps. These environmental enrichments speak to the cat's heritage and well-being, offering it opportunities to channel its stalking instincts into toys or to retreat to a high vantage point where it can observe its domain in serene alignment. Through our willingness to accommodate these traits, we deepen our bond with the little predator that shares our couch. The more we learn about cats, the greater our appreciation grows for the scientific marvels they embody. From the reflective magic of their tapetum lucidum, to the sophisticated rotation of their ears, from the deep purr that melts tension in our own bodies to the quick spring and tumble that evoke images of ancient hunts, cats stand as a testament to the innovations of evolution. Their capacity for extended sleep underscores how they conserve energy for those strategic moments of activity, harnessing bursts of speed and agility that give them a legendary advantage in the wild or in a playful chase across the living room floor. As modern humans, we are fortunate to witness this delicate balance of predator grace and domestic familiarity each time a cat twines around our ankles, flicks its tail, or offers a slow blink from across the room. In the hush of evening, we may find that simply being in a cat's presence helps quiet our own restless minds. Perhaps it's the knowledge that, despite all the complexities of science, some wonders remain elegantly simple: a cat purring softly, eyes half closed, hearts beating in quiet unison under warm lighting. Before we drift further, it's worth noting how cats have intrigued not only pet owners, but also scientists fascinated by the nature of consciousness, perception, and genetics. Even the domestication pathways remain an ongoing topic of research, piecing together how these smaller wild cats gradually integrated into human societies. While dogs often served working roles like herding, hunting, and protection, cats guarded grain stores from rodents, forging a relationship built on practicality that blossomed into affection. Over the centuries, cats also passed through phases of cultural symbolism, sometimes revered as holy protectors, other times met with superstition. Today they are largely seen as treasured companions, whose quirks we can observe and marvel at from our vantage point of modern scientific understanding. Yet no matter how many studies try to unlock the secrets of cat communication, cognition, or emotion, there always remains a wisp of enigma that draws us closer, a sense that cats have chosen our presence but retain an independent spirit. Now, as we near the end of this gentle exploration of feline science, you might notice your own breathing assume a slower rhythm, lulled by a low current of contentment. You may find yourself picturing that softly lit silhouette, a small figure of grace curled upon a cozy surface, ears attuned to the soft hum of the night, whiskers barely twitching in the slow drift of thoughts. In a world of noise and speed, the quiet presence of a cat invokes a reminder that there is beauty in stillness, and there is depth in observation. Whether you share your space with an affectionate tabby, a sleek black cat, a playful Siamese, or a rescued stray of unpredictable ancestry, each story is a testament to the gentle intricacies of evolutionary adaptation. Cats have shown us how to move with stealth, rest with abandon, and watch with curiosity. And though science illuminates countless details of their biology and behavior, the soft glow of wonder remains. So let this moment be a gentle pause, an opportunity to allow the day's thoughts to settle, and let the soft knowledge of cats' unique histories and attributes alight on the edges of your awareness like a comforting whisper. We've touched upon their luminous eyes, their fascinating ears, their soul-soothing purr, their regal adaptation to rest and sleep, as well as a host of subtleties in their person, communication, and instincts. Each discovery weaves its way into the tapestry of who they are, revealing that even in the quiet corners of our lives, nature's beauty is abundant. Thank you for spending this time with me, immersing yourself in these reflections on our feline friends. As you tuck yourself in and drift towards slumber, carry with you the serene image of that single sleeping cat silhouette, gently outlined by a soft amber glow. May your thoughts settle into a tranquil purr of their own, resonating with the calm that comes from understanding and appreciating the complexities of the natural world, one peaceful heartbeat at a time. Good night, and pleasant dreams.